Thank you very much for staying with us. Let's settle down for the details of our stories. Starting with health-related issues, we go to the Korle-Bu Teaching Hospital, where a human rights court has ordered the Korle-Bu Teaching Hospital to reinstate the sacked director of the pharmacy, Elizabeth Bruce. The decision of the court follows the dismissal of Mrs. Bruce by authorities of the hospital. Now, the hospital last month announced the dismissal of Elizabeth Bruce and 4 others after a forensic audit found them culpable of misappropriating over 900,000 cedis. Lawyers of Mrs. Bruce subsequently dragged the management of the hospital to the Human Rights Court for contempt after she was sacked. She claims her dismissal was unlawful because the Human Rights Court was yet to determine a pending suit she had filed against the hospital after she was interdicted in a forensic audit report. And a lawyer for Madam Elizabeth Bruce has joined us on the line. Godfrey Dambi. Good afternoon, sir. Thank you very much for joining us.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Now, with this court's order, when are we likely to see your client back at work?
Well, I think what it does is that it restores her before. The situation before was that firstly, she's an employee of the hospital, contrary to the decision to dismiss her. Now she's an employee. Now, again, the situation before was that she was on an interdiction, and that interdiction is being challenged in a court of law. So the case for the interdiction still proceeds. We are challenging the lawfulness or legality of the interdiction. So that is where we are. I believe the action in respect to the interdiction has been fixed for hearing on Thursday, December 30th. So the court will determine whether it was lawful for it to interdict or not.
Can you help us understand how you presented the case, for which reason the court ruled in your favor?
Well, it was simple. We had filed an action at the Human Rights Court challenging the legality of the interdiction leveled on her. She was an employee, director of pharmacy, and then there was this reported administrative forensic audit report, and that audit report sought to make certain findings against her. Now, based on that audit report, she was interdicted, and we challenged the law for that discussion. When the action was pending, awaiting the determination of the action, the which is also determined. They did that fair measure to open the pressure. We deem that to be very much offensive to the administration of justice, that it was an act that was intended with a brutal proceeding to the proceeding by her being.
Mr. Dame, I can hardly hear you. I think there's if you can help us by repositioning yourself, it will do us some good. The line is cranking up.
Yes, what I said was that yes, we have filed an earlier action challenging the lawfulness of her interdiction. And while that action was pending, it's not because in the phase of that proceeded to dismiss it. And we deem that very offensive to the administration of justice because if a court is seized of a matter, the court ought to give an opportunity of determining the matter. Now, the action has not been determined, so obviously the Korle-Bu Teaching Hospital proceed to terminate or dismiss it.
Okay.
So we filed contempt report charges against the chairman and the CEO. That yes, they ought to be imprisoned for interfering with the administration of justice and law. And the first have to proceed legally, only for them to yet do some turn around and say, well, they have rescinded the decision, that they have withdrawn the confirmation, and that they are presented to the court for any offense forced the administration of justice. So that is what reinstated her as the staff of the teaching hospital.
Okay, and finally, do you not foresee the fear of intimidation, victimization as she returns to her post?
Well, I do not at all. Because as I indicated already, we have an action that is to challenge her illegal interdiction.
Okay.
So if we succeed on the basis of that, I believe that it will control any attempt to intimidate her. In any case, as I always hold a view, intimidation is even intimidation at the workplace. It is something that could be addressed through an court action. Yes, the law provides a remedy for any act by an employer which amounts to intimidation of an employee. So we do not fear any intimidation whatsoever.
All right, thank you very much, Godfred Dame, for your time. He is counsel for Madam Elizabeth Bruce, who is the head of pharmacy at the Korle-Bu Teaching Hospital. And the courts have ruled, the Human Rights Court ruled yesterday that she be reinstated.